In this tutorial, we're going to be talking a little bit about how the binary system works in Libertagia. And as you know, in our network, every time that somebody does an upgrade, we get they generate PGE points. And these PGE points are based on the package they upgrade to. So if they get a booster package, it's 100 PGE points. A silver is 300 PGE points. A gold generates 500 PGE points, and a platinum 1000 PGE points. And finally, a visionary generates 1500 points, PGE points. Now, we get anywhere from 15 to 30% based on the box that we are in. Now, we always get paid on the shortest leg. That means on the legs that has the least amount of PGE points, and we're going to get right into it so you understand what that means. Okay, so what happens is you started out with a sponsor, and that sponsor started sponsoring people on his left side. And there you are, you got sponsored, and you also started sponsoring with a left and a right side. Now, let's say that your sponsor starts by sponsoring somebody underneath you. That person is going to find the first spot available underneath you on the left side, because that's the spillover side that you're going to be working with, right? That's going to be your spillover. Your right side is going to be your internal or inner leg. Okay, so your left is your spillover, your right will be your inner leg. So Adrian gets sponsored by your sponsor, and he gets placed right underneath you. Now let's say you now sponsor Joe and Alice. Joe gets sponsored on the left side. You choose that. You choose which side you're going to sponsor them in. You chose Joe on the left side and Alice on the right. Now Joe finds his first spot underneath Adrian on the left side, and Alice is right directly underneath you. Okay, now let's say your sponsor sponsors someone else. Now Frank finds the first available spot in the network, and that's underneath Joe. And as you can see, every time your sponsor somebody, he will always be placed on the left side, your left side, because that's his that's your spillover side. Okay, now let's say you do the same thing and you sponsor Isabella, but you sponsor her on the right side. She's gonna find, once again, a spot, first spot available, and in this case is right underneath the right side of Alice. And Alice doesn't have to know her, and that's why sometimes we get asked, how come I have people that I see on my network that are underneath me that I don't know who they are? And this is the reason. Okay, so now Adrian sponsors Mary, and he places her on his right side. And Joe does the same thing and sponsors Jemiah and puts her on his right side. And so does Alice. Now she sponsors Drew, and she places him on her left side. And Isabella sponsors Jeffrey and Kathy and puts them each on left and right side. So this is how your network now looks, right? You have a left side, a right side, and let's say we start doing upgrades. And let's say you do an upgrade to a gold. And once you start doing that, well, now every time that somebody generates points underneath you, PGE points, you start getting paid for it, right? So this is what happens in this case. Let's say Adrian does an upgrade to gold. He generates 500 PGE points. Now let's say that Joe does an upgrade and he generates a silver and creates 300 PGE points. And Jemiah does a gold upgrade and generates 500 PGE points. And Frank does a silver upgrade and generates 300 PGE points. So now we're looking at 500 from Adrian, 500 from Jemiah for the gold upgrades, and now we're looking at the Joe 300 for the silver and Frank 300 for the silver, totaling 1600 points on your left side. So now we wait until our right side starts generating points, and this is what happens. All of a sudden Alice generates to a booster, Drew generates to a booster, and they each generate 100 points. And Isabella does a platinum upgrade. That's 1,000 PGE points. So now we have 100 for Drew and Alice, and we have 1,000 for Isabella, totaling 1,200 points. Now, Libertagia is always going to pay based on the shortest leg and based on your box. So in this case, your gold box, you have 30%, which is equivalent to $360 based on your shortest leg, which is your right leg at this time. Now these points get deducted from both legs and leaving you on the left side with 400 PGE points that you will be able to get paid on as soon as people start generating points once again on the right side every single day. Remember, PGE points are calculated on a daily basis, and on the right side, the 1,200 PGE points get deducted, so there is 0 points available. Now, coming around tomorrow, if this is the way it remains, Libertagia is going to look. What's the shortest leg? It's going to be the right leg, and it's going to be 0, and 0 at 30% is 0. So that's why you don't get paid until somebody generates some more points. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial.